Hi, I'm Linton from Sewing Machines Plus in Adelaide, South Australia, and this is the latest machine we've built up for a customer. This is a extra heavy duty 20-inch long arm straight sewer walking foot machine, large capacity bobbin. Now this particular machine is the Austech SK-2BL20, and they are basically a copy of the SK8s or SK-2B Seiko machines. Now, they're referred to a lot and very commonly as the 132K6 style machine, and that's not actually accurate. The original Singer 132K6, while they were a great machine for upholstery and they had a reputation of being able to sew through masonite door trims, etc., they were only a vibrating presser foot. This machine is a proper driven walking foot. So if we look here, the outer foot of the two, the walking foot, is a proper driven mechanism, driven off of a main shaft at the back of the machine. And so it's actually proper driven control. The original Singer 132K6 and Seiko SK8s were only what's called a vibrating presser foot. So everyone refers to them as a walking foot, but this outer foot would just be spring-loaded, pushed down on the work, and is driven back only by the work itself. And then as the foot lifts, it springs forwards again. So, as I say, the 132K6 weren't a proper walking foot machine. So this is modelled off the later machines, which was they called them the SK-2B, I believe, by Seiko back in the 80s. Now, we have these manufactured, or we buy these direct from the typical factory. And I think that's important to state because there's a lot of Chinese copies. You'll see ours is a very high grade finish. The quality of the powder coating and the paintwork is really good. And another couple of factors that can help spot a fake, as there are so many brands making fake 20BL machines, you'll note our table, our bed is one standard height. One of the giveaway factors of Chinese machines is they drop here. They step down and step back up, and it's because they're assembled out of cutting and welding machinery rather than making one complete casting. Another giveaway of some of the Chinese brands, but not always a dead giveaway, is this is a genuine 20-inch, 51 centimeters to the needle from the body of the machine. And a lot of the Chinese copies are 17-inch because some idiot in the factory measured to the end of the machine as 20 inches instead of the needle. So a lot of the Chinese copies and copies of those copies that are available now, and usually a bit cheaper than our nice quality machines, are in fact, as I said, really mistaken copies of these machines or the original Seiko long arm. Now, we assemble our machine on casters, heavy duty casters, lockable casters. You can see we've got our pedal there to lift our presser foot, and our drive pedal has heel back, which is for the needle up position. So we've put a positioning device on this, so it will stop in needle up position and needle down position. On these machines, this is your stitch length, so you have to push that in and then turn the hand wheel till it locks. And as you force the hand wheel, you adjust your stitch length. That's standard on these machines, and it has the large capacity bobbin. So let's have a look what the machine is capable of. So we've just taken our wound bobbin off the end of the machine and loaded that into our bobbin case. When you buy these machines, they come with lessons, so we go through all the how-tos, including how to thread the machine and wind the bobbins, etc. So I just reach under here, and with a little bit of experience, you can get this straight away. Lock that in, and then we turn the machine. I just do it by hand, one full revolution. As the needle comes up and over, top dead center, thread comes up from underneath, and we grab both threads and pull them out to the back of the work. We make sure we hold them firmly. Now, the first thing we'll do is just this nice Italian soft upholstery leather, very high grade sort of leather. We'll go on the top just so we can see our stitching. Now we've got our presser foot lifter here, but we've also got the pedal under the table. So let's start sewing. Always hold our threads back when we start. Turn the machine on helps. There we are. So you can't tell the machine's on because it's a servo motor, so they're a silent motor. Couple of stitches forward, reverse to lock the stitch, and away we go. Now the speeds on these generally about, we set them at about 2,200 stitches a minute. Most customers use them quite slowly, and these servo motors can be set so there's a maximum speed, and you can cap that anywhere at 1,000 or 1,100. That's running at just over 2,000 stitches a minute, and it's sewing beautifully even on that nice soft vinyl. So they do make a really good machine for upholsterers. And here's some other work that I was playing with before, and this one here is quite a dense hard leather that they use for tool belts, and we've got 4 layers there in the middle. Now moving on to this canvas or vinyl that they use in the blinds, and I'm going over about 10 layers there just to demonstrate the walk capability. And you notice it stops needle down every time, and when I heel back on the pedal, it brings the needle to the up position ready to remove the work. So we go over the lump. Lift our foot with the pedal. Now if we're doing a flagging stitch, we can just use our reverse. I'm not very good at it, so I'll use the pedal to lift. Pedal. Pedal. And let's make that a big lump there. So we've got 6 layers. Heel back, brings the needle up, and now I can remove the work. And as you can see, that's coping with pretty much anything we're throwing at it. These go up to a huge stitch length, so for vinyls and clears, when they're being used on boat biminis, etc., we can adjust the stitch length right up to a massive, I think it's about 13 millimeters. So you can get a huge stitch length out of it, so you're not tearing your clears. And they go right down to a very small stitch length, so they're suitable for upholstery as well. Yeah, just broke our threads. Might have run out of bobbin thread. So there we are. So they do a great job, can sew all sorts of work. They're also excellent for harnesses, bridles, any of your heavy leather work. And we assemble these, deliver them and install them at around the $5,000 mark. As I said, there are cheap copies out there, but that's literally what you're buying, is a cheap copy, and these are a really high-end machine, so we expect these to last 20 years plus out there in commercial work. So that's the SK-2BL20 20-inch heavy-duty machine from Sewing Machines Plus in Adelaide.